Good evening, everybody. I have a few reads for you. I have a Metatron read, my message of the day, which is a 4-deck read. I have a union read and a twin flame read. So we're going to get right to it. We're going to roll the die, and I'm going to show you the picks. And make sure to take your deep breaths as we're starting in here. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you guys. And thank you all so much for being here with me. All right, guys, for the twin flames, what do the dice have to say today? For the twins, we have the South Node, which is in Scorpio. Can you see that? I'll turn the light out for you. So there's Scorpio. Okay. And then we have Virgo as the sign that comes up. And we have the number 6. And 6 is the Lovers, which is Gemini, but it's also the month of June, which is Gemini, which is also Cancer. But it's more Gemini, Virgo. We have a lot of Mercury energy here. And then Scorpio over here in the South Node, which is getting rid of certain things that are Scorpio-ish that are no longer serving your energy. Okay, and I'm sure one of those things is jealousy or vengeance, because that can be a very specific Scorpio trait. Or perhaps the need to go really deep when you don't necessarily need to go that deep. Right? It doesn't have everything. It's wonderful to be able to go deep, but does everything have to be that deep? That could be as well. So just some Scorpio things coming up that you might want to just feel into about yourself. Even if you don't have any Scorpio in your chart, you may have Scorpio somewhere. And then we have, this is the Metatron read. Okay. And so here's that read. And today's the 6th. I got new carpet in my basement today, which is wonderful because I've been in this house for over 30 years and it was ugly carpet. So it's kind of nice actually to have a whole fresh, clean look downstairs because it's never been a place I've wanted to spend time in. So that was nice. And everything went well. It flowed very well. And today's the 6th, which is of the Lovers, that affectionate energy. And it's also the 13, which is a 4, and it's the Death card, which has to do with big transformation, which I had big transformation with a lot of affection, right, for the people who helped to get me there. So we have, connections were definitely, like things that have been held up for the past few weeks were definitely kind of clicking today. So you may have been experiencing that same thing as well. The Metatron read was at 1:38 to 39 today, which is 38 and 39 is the Queen and Knight of Cups. Excuse me, I just ate my dinner. I just had some split pea soup. And then the 1 is the Magician. And the underlying energy were fire, the Tree of Life, and then the bottom of the deck was boundaries. So don't forget to set boundaries every day. Use your intention, whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you. You know, step into the Christ golden white light, or use the violet flame or the emerald flame. Use Archangel Michael's shield if you would like to. But really, if your vibration's high enough, that is all the shield you need. High vibration and nature is all the shield you need, which is why it's so nice to have a lot of nature around your home, because it's a natural shield of energy. So the colors that came up in this read today were just orange and green, which is the sacral chakra and the heart chakra, very significant, right? The birth of creation, and then the green heart. And so that's the physical aspect of the heart too, right? Making sure you have good heart health. Because, the horse, I meant to say heart. So the horse is Mr. Ed coming in. The heart needs to stay healthy, right? A horse is a horse, of course. Unless it's Mr. Ed, right? Unless you're God. You need a heart. And I'm getting the Tin Man too. So you're not much good without a heart, right? Because the rest of your body won't function. So make sure to take good care of your physical heart health as well as your emotional and spiritual and etheric heart health. Yeah, so fire is the only element here in the read today. And of course, love popped up there again. Oh, I'm sorry, blue's in here too. So the blue is right. In this deck, it's a dark blue, but we have indigo too. So it's really like from the throat to the third eye kind of energy. And the pineal gland definitely came up today when I was talking to somebody. Fluoride was coming up today, how fluoride should not be in our waters. So you might want to send an email to your township or your county representative to perhaps voice your point of view if you don't want fluoride in our water, which it shouldn't be because it's not good for us. And it calcifies the pineal gland, which is our higher intelligence. And so why do you want to dumb down our children? We don't. And there's plenty of outside fluoride sources now in toothpaste and such that you can use if you don't, if it's not in the water. So it's not like that's an excuse. And a lot of people are not using fluoride toothpaste anymore because it's not good for you. So we have orange, green, and blue from the heart to the third eye, and then the sacral creative sexual energy. And we started out with the first card being the karma card of the 28, which is the twins, and that choice of path. Or again, the Y in the road, which is the top of the pyramid looking down. We talked about that yesterday, right? So the more connections you have at that top, whether it's a 3-sided pyramid or 4-sided pyramid or infinity, which then becomes the full circle that's blank because there's so many lines, you don't see lines anymore. That's the whole, the infinity. So we start out with the underlying energy at 152, the Magician and the Queen of Swords, starting out with the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups, and now with the Swords energy. The Dragon, Fire, and Sun. So the day started out with a lot of fire today, with the Pyramid energy of the Fire and the Sun and the Dragon. And they really were kind of representing all 3 fire signs today, right? The Sun usually represents Leo, and the Dragon for me was coming up more as Aries, and then the Fire as Sagittarius. But either way, however you see it is fine. But the energy of the pyramid was also in this card, which again I broke down for you the other day, which is Pi of the pyramid, Pi Ram ID. And Pi again is the circle, the human embodiment of source. And the line down the middle references the human who's balanced. They're not doing the dance yet, but they're at least centered, which is good. So it's the Pi, because remember Phi goes outside the lines, but Pi stays inside the line and is balanced, so the old way, right? And then we have the Ram, which is the first sign of the zodiac. It's the thing that initiates, it starts everything, right? It rams into it to get it going. And that was the energy of this morning, get it coming on in and getting it done, literally as I had my carpet laid this morning. So the Pi Ram ID of the fire sign, the Dragon and the Sun. The big push forward here on the journey of orange and golden wings, of sunshine and the sacral solar confidence, with the 9 colors between them. And the 9 is the whole, the collective. Set boundaries daily on the path to the sun, at least 2 times daily, perhaps different ones. You are the key to the path you are on. The first card is the twin flames untying the karmic knots in the electromagnetic grid. The Queen of Wands then stretching in orange to be your physical self, and stretch, let all those stuck energies out of your body, stretching in that orange energy to connect and attune to the day. Be that beacon of light, the Atlas energy of grounding, integrating, and mastering, which is also GIM, or the gym, receiving love. And then I was getting, with Atlas, I was getting the triangle that I get. They always talk about them as the 2 pillars, but I always get the triangle of the Rock of Gibraltar is the peak, it's the arrow, with the Moroccan mountain, which is Atlas, and then the other Spanish territories, it's Sutur, I can't remember the name of the country. But that's the other mountain they sometimes say is the other pillar to the Rock of Gibraltar. But I don't think it's one or the other. I believe they are the pillars, and the Rock of Gibraltar is the point. It's the tip of the pyramid pointing towards England, because the Rock of Gibraltar is England, Atlas is Morocco, and Hercules is in the Spanish territory there. And it's very interesting because the Spanish territory isn't connected to Spain, and the English territory isn't connected to England that we're talking about here. So very much Morocco, Spain, and England were coming up here. Atlas, Hercules, remember Hercules comes up as her harvest, and the Rock of Gibraltar, which comes up as GI Brit, altar, or giblets of Ra's long-term abuse. In the war of the weightlifters to prove their muscle mass, and the GI clearance, or perhaps how well they go to the bathroom, or the castrated male or tomcat, are altar. Maybe they're his alters, right? He's got multiple personalities, or feeling bolted down. At the dock or the pier, then, you are held in endings with your ancestors reflecting back at you. The rose-line heart of aqua gold then blossoms in relationship and harmony. With time out to review under the purple moon, the periwinkle, which comes up as the supernatural being to steal your heart, with heavy purple rain, or in other words, compassion, and a pearl of wisdom, perhaps of debt paid, to induce pixie or fairy magic. The winkle, which can be a little boy talking about his penis, or to acquire or extract with difficulty. Perhaps winning the key to dress, suit, or become the supernatural being with the winning key. That's periwinkle. So, oh, by the way, I used Empire to get my carpets in, and because they were having a half price sale. And I was always skeptical when it's a big company like that because, you know, it can be very expensive. They're usually more organized, but they're more expensive. But it was a perfect deal. The guys came in, they were very professional, they did a very good job, they've corrected whatever I needed corrected, and then they were just in and out. Everything went really well. So I have to give them a plug today. And the person I dealt with for the carpet was, you know, they use independent people, I guess, to go out and recruit people in. And she was also lovely. She helped me find someone else too, to help me out with another job I need to do. So yeah, it was a big plus. So at 222 here, we have the inner child. And Atlas was coming up here with the inner child. And what weighs on you today and your inner child. Review and evaluate with the Akashic Records to see your new perspectives and be wise. With blessings and thanks, following your synchronicities and signs, and giving thanks and thanksgiving every day. And there was a big question mark that came up today as well. The Knight of Cups, I was getting the Emerald City, and the Tin Man came up. So that movie is coming up, The Wizard of Oz. The Knight of Cups of the Emerald Heart Healing, and the High Vibe New Dawn, welcoming you back to cleared path. Now there's no darkness in the valley, and I was getting like my basement. I mean, you know, I've had over 30 years here in that basement. There's been a lot through my children and everything else that's gone in, you know, gone on in my life in those 30 years. It's like all the stuff had to get cleared out to be done, and then a lot of that energy was cleared out with it. So there's this big sweep kind of energy that was coming in today. The High Vibe New Dawn, and welcoming back to the cleared now path with no darkness in the valley. And that's the valley of the shadow of death. The Queen of Cups light body. Now, so we started out with the Queen of Wands, and now we're at the Queen of Cups and her light body, focusing on healing or healthy foods, using your own guidance. Remember, if you just stand shoulder width apart, you can do muscle testing just by holding something close to your belly, like your solar plexus. If you want to know if something's good for you or not, stand shoulder width apart so you won't wobble any which way, but you'll wobble forward or back specifically, because if your feet are together, you could go right or left as well. So stand with shoulder width apart and just be really relaxed and loose. Don't make your legs really tight, and just hold something to your solar plexus and see if you fall forward or back. And it's literally telling you, does your body want this or does it not? So that was coming up, again, focusing on foods and vitamins and things like that, anything that's actually healthy for you, and it's going to be different for everybody, using your own guidance. Inspiration of the Rainbow Bridge, the wind beneath your wings, and the thoracic arch, which is always clear and open, It never gets clogged easily. But be careful about expanding too quickly, like an aneurysm. So somebody might be dealing with that right now. But really what they were bringing up here is wanting you to see the picture of that, right? So the thoracic arch may not occlude easily because it's a big arch of a vessel, but it can get aneurysms and then explode because the walls get too thin. So if you expand too quickly, that may not be a good idea either. The divine feminine, divine masculine, child, who are you today? Not just one or the other, but both of you. Who are you today? Getting your masculine and feminine on the same page by crossing your body every which way. The highway to heaven with future relatives, 7 back and forth. Transforming and expanding the light and the dark. Balance needed with the King of Wands when he's in duality or too passionate. Again, stretched too thin where then the wall breaks. Detaching from drama as the King of Cups. Now we went from the same for the masculine as the feminine because we start with the Queen of Wands going to the Queen of Cups. And now we just spoke about the King of Wands going into the King of Cups. The King of Cups with unconditional love and compassion. Speak up and be heard regarding changes, freedom, and expansion. The message that you bring, the commitment and guidance at 305, which is the Empress and the Hierophant, which are both Taurus energies, which is now in the North Node, right? So it's kind of guiding the collective. And the blue mothering here coming up, to be present with a gift or gifts. The underlying energy here of the fire to get on the road, like that fire being lit under your butt. And then the twin flames purging at night, perhaps ending at dawn, to hear and know your inner child, the vehicle of your heart, your emerald green, Knight of Cups, being love, heart. And then stretch to connect higher and higher to the high heart of the rose line, aqua and gold, peeling back the layers. The more layers, the more beautiful the flower is, of course. The unraveling is beautiful. And then to the Akash to clear the slate and let the sun shine in. Let the sun shine, let the sun shine in, the sun shine in. So it's coming up. And its infinite connections, like the top of the pyramid, with all the lines filled into the whole space. The third column here is about the beacon of periwinkle purple moon, where the light of the moon meets the dark of the night sky, and the 0 point to go any further than this. Just thanks and good food and clean water every day without fluoride. Follow your synchronicities and guidance for the Queen of Cups to awaken and clear their light body around the dense body. All right, so light and dark as far as your body. Your light body is around your dark or your dense body, which is your physical body. Back and forth, clearing the air, right to left, left to right. 1 second. Okay, so right to left, and then left to right, up to down, and then down to up, in to out, and out to in at 327, which is the Empress and the Ace of Wands, that third energy, but also that inspiration. The rainbow circles and the sine waves and energy loops are unending, because remember, the rainbow isn't a half circle, it's a full circle. You just can't see the other half. The unending loops of circles. There's always another connection waiting for you at the end. So then we have the message of the day here, which was also done today. And the underlying energies were the octopus, the anchor, the Knight of Wands, and the house. So here is that read, my 4-deck read. Okay, so these are the underlying energies for me, and then I start here, these piles, and then here, and then this one is the last one. Okay, just so you know the order. Okay, and that is the Animal Spirit Guidebook, the LENORMAND Reverie, the Gilded Tarot, and the KIPPER deck. So at 329, which is the Empress and the 3 of Wands, being present in the moment, or perhaps a gift of the moment, or your gifts, or a gift that you're giving someone else. The octopus mainframe, because remember the octopus actually, their tentacles have their own mind. They can actually operate separate and independently of the main frame of the brain of the octopus, of their head. So the octopus mainframe is activated with parts with minds of their own. The wounded warrior, ungrounded child in transition, the Knight of Wands upright, finding a house perhaps, or approaching a gated community. At 347, the Empress and the synchronicities, that Seven of Cups energy, the collective awakening, but the top-down view today, with the turtle who's slow, telling others to go on without them, or to go around, right, like on the road. And they're talking to the stingray, who's fully activated and turned on, and plugged into the octopus teacher, or mainframe, or head office. The fox is leaving the main group, or leaving their parent, or leaving the parent company, to nest with the golden egg, where things are looking up there. With Atlas burdened with magic adventure over the rainbow, satisfied, expanded, and sunny, and sharing with two wise owls, perhaps children in transition, or something new that brings up memories of the old. Perhaps they can be a bit unsettling for kids. And the justice of the Empress, or Libra and Taurus. The after-sex glow of connection doesn't mean it's about sex, but it's that glow of the connection and the satisfaction of steps redone. Or the Libra Empress in connection with the King of Pentacles upright with Virgo in their chart, or the Hermit coming out to look to see what's been done, to appreciate the Knight of Wands or workmanship. Or children, who are the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, may be admiring the new look. And they don't have to be children, but they can be. So after a great fortune of the official on the Fool's journey, a message is sent, the vehicle of infiltration, and then received as a message of concern regarding judication or patience of wealthy man in transition and the mature woman, and an abundant marriage, or perhaps the Empress's marriage, and the Knight of Cups' community. The Empress and the Knight of Cups with a new house, or a gated community, or the big house and a judgment, or a divorce, and someone got the house there. When the guts and the main frame are good, it's easy to repair any problems or divisions. Okay, so again, that's about strong foundations. At 444, the angelic realms, and then 446, which is that loving connection of children, or the inner children, being very loving to each other. The first section here is the fox, vulture, cheetah, and buffalo, who are all watching. From my point of view, they're looking on my left, which facing me would be their right. So the fox, vulture, and cheetah and buffalo looking in that direction, all watching to see what happens next. The fox sees the safe, or is inspired to crack codes to or about the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or that heaven on earth energy of a legacy, with space completed and an empty room. Or someone who likes figuring things out, or cracking codes to the big money. How do I get there? And the vulture, shadowy mother bear, or a pushy person perhaps, at 459, the Emperor and the Five of Swords. Perhaps that pushy person with the Page of Cups, who's a very sweet child, who may be a water sign, or this could be a loving message of imprisonment, or someone who's released by a gift, or by someone's gift, or gifts, or a prisoner of love here, or this sweet child imprisoned by a parent or a grandparent, or a dark mother. The cheetah ready to pounce and get things done. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are dancing between personalities, or singing, recording, or dictating, letting go just for the main female, perhaps making this one exception. The buffalo is very well grounded and heavenly too. The main female, his high priestess good luck charm, and the Page of Swords reversed with negative self-talk as the King of Cups makes his way there, or is on his way home. The Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community here, it can be of wealth or just of great abundance within that family, business, or community. With the Page of Cups, that innocent one or message, with a foxy Page of Wands, with a wealthy family, or family, business, and community of the Page of Cups, putting out a little bit to the Page of Swords reversed, a third child energy or message, in order to help. And the Page of Swords can be that energy of someone in negative self-talk, but it's really the most immature card of the deck because they can be spreading rumors, they could be lying, spying, mouthing off, right, cursing, right? They could have a mental illness, but any of those issues can come up under the Page of Swords, you know, including bipolarism, which I'm only bringing up because of the polarity of what we talk about. So we have Pisces, Capricorn, Leo or Sag, perhaps Scorpio and Cancer too here. And in the second section is the wolf and the lizard. The wolf is stunned or perhaps got caught or surprised at an inspection, a deer in the headlights look, and the lizard talking to hothead elk with a choice to make. The wolf examining closer, grounding, integrating, and mastering, or perhaps the gym, on how to focus on the heart to get off the wounded warrior's path. And that could be too if you have heart issues, how to get your heart healthy again. The lizard is home with the Emperor, or just home being stable with the Knight of Cups reversed main male. Or the lizard is the Knight of Cups reversed who's jealous of the main male, perhaps the Emperor or the main frame, right, the lead person, the CEO, and Aries and Sag here, as well as water too. But it was coming up as Waterloo, the Battle of Waterloo. So we have three with the elk and the bear who are sitting back to back. The elk is usually a great guy, but watch out if they're not eating right. The Empress with flights of fantasy, or flights of fancy, or cleared an obstacle, or the elk is coming together with the Emperor to release from prison or anxiety, but may have some concerns of Christ consciousness or martyrdom and standing up for themselves. The cuddly bear here is inspired to write a letter to the Queen of Wands reversed, or inspired by a letter of the Queen of Wands reversed and the Emperor's courtship, or her release from a courtship, or he's concerned about a letter that if he releases the Queen of Wands reversed from the Emperor's courtship or court, from a stable relationship or situation, what she may do, because she's the Queen of Wands reversed, which you don't want to deal with if she's pissed off. And there's Taurus, Aries, and fire there, so there's a lot of fire and stubbornness there. We have the fourth section of the bat and the frog. The bat lost in space and the frog in the rain at 542, and the main frame is coming up again. The 5 of the Hierophant, the 42 of the 2 of Cups, and the bat romantic pup, Knight of Pentacles, looking toward the 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment or happy family, but going back to the Queen of Wands reversed to release them from prison, and the King of Wands filing legal papers or going to court, and the frog is in the rain in the labyrinth, coming together with the 10 of Cups upright, family or emotional fulfillment or happy ending, in order to find alignment and hit the jackpot. But they're the frog, they're not the prince, and they're in the rain, so obviously they're not there yet. Or the bat is the King of Wands, perhaps with 1 to 2 kids, and the frog is seeking emotional fulfillment for self, and this could be 2 sides of himself. With Cancer, Libra, fire, and earth all here. The 5th section is the eagle, the dolphin, and the firefly, right? Sounds like a game, right? The eagles and the dolphins. Well, the eagle dives to affect the dolphin, but actually they end up affecting the firefly, like Newton's cradle, right? The ball hits the 3 center balls, and then the other ball at the other end is the one that gets affected. And this was at 6:02, the lovers and the high priestess. The dolphin here, though, is unaffected because the dolphin's in this hugely high vibe compassion energy. They're not easily affected by negative energies going on around them. And the eagle is aligning by cracking the whip to get the group moving and going at their occupation with a lot of back and forth, or triggering to cause a fight or to raise the energy so people will get moving. Again, changing the energy level at work. Perhaps sewing or weaving straw or bamboo, or pulling straws to see who has to, with Libra and fire there. With dolphin with sudden stardom or dreams coming true, but in need of direction on the path to take with shadow lover or Scorpio and Gemini or twin here. The firefly with 2 choices on the fool's journey. Both require swallowing their pride, or to heed the call to action in the high vibe journey, and conflicted by options or afraid to call, or perhaps afraid to make a call. In energetic exchange or arrows of love, or just lots of back and forth, and occupied by the lover's journey. The sixth section is a big one here, with the mouse, the tiger, the hawk, the gazelle, the golden egg in the nest, the swans, and the zebra and phoenix. So talk about games. We got the eagles, we got the dolphins, we got the phoenix here, and the hawks, and the tigers. And so we have the mouse and the tiger who are hiding while the hawk clears in the background. But the tiger and gazelle and zebra are watching me for the nest egg about to hatch, for the swans, the zebra and phoenix rising after the eagles take a dive. And so then I looked up to see if there was anything about phoenix versus the eagles, and the first thing that came up was the Eagles versus Phoenix game, which is on April 1st, 2022. How funny is that? It's April Fool's Day. The Fool's Journey. So the Emperor on the Fool's Journey, 22, which is the Fool's Journey. And then we have the Eagles versus, get this, Elon University of Phoenix college basketball game. So Elon Musk is coming up here too as the Phoenix rising, right? And anytime he's come up for me psychically, it was because he was at a crossroads, because he was involved with the dark energies, and he was like, it's like he had a second chance to choose a different path of the light or the dark. And I'd said that I was getting that he was at a crossroads. And so here he is coming up again. The Eagles versus the Elon University Phoenix College basketball team with betting trends. And this was from December 15th, 21. And it's funny that Eagles and Phoenix are coming up too, because I'm in the Philadelphia area and I'm planning to go to Phoenix. So Eagles, by the way, don't dive for the nest eggs. They actually snatch with their feet at great speed, flying low. They dive for aggression and play, but for food, it's an even playing field at 622. Again, the lovers and the Fool's Journey. And just being an Eagles City person, Eagles love to be the underdog, right? When the people least suspect, they'll always show them that they're wrong. At 623, which is the lovers and the King of Wands, perhaps the Eagles and Phoenix in different conferences coming up here, and I don't know anything about sports conferences, but it is coming up here. The energy of the Eagles being in a smaller, but with compassion and great ingenuity. The mouse hides in the kitchen, and the King of Wands, magician reversed, insecure, but inspired by unexpected income or unexpected incoming. Or the King of Wands is the mouse, messing up the kitchen without the right tools, but inspired to make an impression. The tiger's a loving lady, present with gift or gifts, losing patience, expecting fallen angel, 28 of the twin flames, or their choice of path. The mouse, he may be nervous, and she perhaps ready to pounce, or look in another direction at 629, the lovers in the present moment. The hawk is the family clearing the way to move or visit, or to leave a marriage. The man on the journey of despair, or the pair, and the graceful gazelle on the journey of romance, but weakened by their anchor pulled up, or flights of fancy, or ship without water, or nothing to float their boat, or moving with Cancer and Leo reversed, pinpointing when, perhaps not knowing yet. And then the golden egg in the nest, the heart of the nest, the power man 28 of the twins, with the power woman 29 with gifts, and the doves nesting, and both looking in the same direction, but not at each other. He saving, withholding, or playing hardball, conflicted with health issues or healthcare conflicts, and she suddenly the privileged lady, or he's playing hardball, and she is the ball buster. Both watching the zebra in a public meet or forum, growing plants inside, or a park terrarium, or nature calls, or going green and implementing a plan with the Queen of Wands reversed thief, or to catch a thief, or the Queen of Wands is with a little thief that she finds entertaining. Phoenix with the key to freedom, unity consciousness and independence of the sovereign hermit making changes, or perhaps flying to Phoenix. And the King of Wands with Virgo or Gemini or Sagittarius in their chart, losing patience or temper, or fallen angel moving from unstable home or marriage that's weak, or Sagittarius and Leo both reversed here, or Cancer, withholding and then erupting, or having an epiphany, or tigers and lions, or lions and tigers, and the bear already came. The tiger and lion may be going at it, but it's the lion reversed who's usually seen as the graceful gazelle, so they don't like to be seen that way. Playing hardball with Scorpio, implementing a plan to be single or sovereign, or siblings here who are entertained by one of their children who steals their heart at 6:45, the Lovers, and perhaps purging or dealing with some kind of loss or regret. And then I was getting wait, here we go. So now we're going to go back to the union read, and then we have the twin flame read, which is on the table for you. So let's go here. You don't want to see my basement. All right, so here is the union read. For those of you not familiar, my union read is the feminine on the left, masculine is on the right, the bridge between them in the center, incoming divine feminine, outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies, and the closing energies here. Okay, and let me just get to where I go there. Okay, so for this twin flame union, it was done at 5:38 yesterday for today, and the underlying energy was the Five of Wands, the center was the Three of Swords, and the Five of Cups was the closing energy. With conflict or waves of flames, multiple offers, or leaving the group, and it's 37 when we're starting this one here. I'm just going to note that down so it's easy to remember. The spaceship in the clouds, searching the seas at night in the storm, separation and heartbreak and disappointment or bad weather, with grief, loss, regret, and purging in the woods by the creek, or ending the battle, healing and getting over the Two of Cups that never arrived, or feeling alone in the woods by the creek, or perhaps with a leak. And that's 552 was coming up there, which is the Hierophant and the Queen of Swords. The incoming divine feminine with Justice, the Knight of Wands, and Indigo, in pursuit of justice, truth, and balance, without sight, I was just getting sleight of hand, without sight, weights, or measures, half in and half out, on the fence of the portal, the Knight of Wands in a love affair with self, not making an effort, thinking you should come to them. The Indigo proposal, or Libra with Sagittarius, Virgo, or Gemini in their chart, the Divine Jew, which can reference Jesus, of course, and the Adept of I, of being I am, or is that ego calling, and the Indigo Child. The 4D here is the Two of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Three of Wands. The Divine Feminine Twin Flames as the 5D gate holders with remote view, right, being able to see in the rear view mirror to see 3D, and the Masculine at the 3D gate. And the Divine Masculine with the Three of Wands present, in being present to the moment with the third flame, which can represent that three-way energy, on the ground gate holder as opposed to the etheric gate holder of the feminine. Bridging with the Knight of Swords between a rock and a fin, or dolphin, or the Divine Feminine sending 5D messages toward the Divine Masculine who's diving deep and got lost in the night. And then the 5D here of the shadow, the Three of Swords and the Six of Swords, and the Divine Feminine doing grid work while the Divine Masculine dives or plays with Metatron's cube, and bridging with the Three of Swords to heal and forgive. And then the 6D of the transition, the Ten of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, the Divine Feminine in transition through the portal, seeing the light, and the Divine Masculine sharing or settling out and bridging in bliss now that the worst is over. The outgoing divine masculine with the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles, and an outpouring of love, self-love, and spiritual love and new love, and the Queen of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, getting over their grief. The divine feminine, twin flame, doing grid work and shadow work, transitioning to the other side. The divine masculine present to the flame, or the gift of peace and balance, are sharing equally. And then bridging with the Knight of Swords, using a message to heal broken hearts and to end pain and suffering at 626. The Lovers and the Page of Wands, inspiration. So the divine feminine had Libra, Sagittarius, Gemini or Virgo, Capricorn and Scorpio, all those people on their side. And the Knight of Wands. And I was getting too, there's this energy of siblings. So the Knight of Wands and then the Queen of Wands is on the masculine side, and they could be siblings of the twins. It doesn't have to be, but that was specifically coming up today. And then there were no majors on the masculine side besides the Queen of Wands. And between them is the Knight of Swords, is between the masculine and feminine. And that can be that Knight of Swords 5D message. And the messenger of truth. And that could be literally a delivery as well, the Knight of Swords. So the Ace of Cha, which is, can be tea, but it's also the dance, the cha-cha. The Ace of Cha and a sage off in a garden of prayer to get over the grief. And the overall number for this read was the 51 of the King of Swords, with the horizontal pillars 26, 9, and 16, which is the Page of Wands, the Hermit, and the Tower. And the vertical pillars came up as 5, which is the Hierophant, 00, 2, which is the High Priestess, 13 of the Death card or transition, and then 15 of the Devil or the Shadow, the 1 of the Magician, and then 15 again, which is then sits next to 51, which is the reflection of the King of Swords. So the message here was about being in the Page of Wands being inspired, whether that's the Hermit or separate from the Hermit, with a sudden event or epiphany about the King of Swords. And then the Hierophant with lots of space from the High Priestess. And that could be Taurus and Pisces energies as well. And transition doing shadow work or dark shadows work, magically shadowing the King of Swords at 638, which is the Lovers and the Queen of Cups. So now we get into the read on the table, which is the twin flame read of all the energies, not just the physical union. Okay, that's a 7-deck read for those of you not familiar. So it's general. Don't get upset if something doesn't resonate with you. It's not meant for you then. Okay. If you want something more specific, my information's below and on my website. You can certainly check that out if you'd like to. I have a CD out there also called Twin Towers. It's Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. I was confusing myself. Okay. So for the twin flame read on the table there, and remember the dice came up with a lot of Mercury energy of communication. I know Mercury's supposed to go retrograde soon. I'm not sure when, but I guess take advantage of it now while it's still direct and that communications aren't getting screwed up. Or, when Mercury goes retrograde, there's always traffic and jams and things like that too, and computer issues. So that may be coming up soon. But we have very mercurial energies right now today, and then the Scorpio, Scorpio in the South Node was coming up. So Gemini, Virgo, and Scorpio. So the SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 643, which is the Lovers and the Three of Cups. And then at 653, which is the Knight of Swords, we were just talking about, F crystals came up, which can you be saying F crystals, or F being Christ-like, F being F this purging, can be all that, but F is also the phi energy of expanding and contracting, or staying at the middle and reflecting instead. And ALS came up as well, which can be Lou Gehrig's disease, can be coming up for somebody. It's also, I'm just getting now though, is all S as well, which is the Sophia energy, the feminine. And then at 654 is the Lovers and the Page of Swords. And ants came up, A-N-C-E, but it can be taken any which way, whether it's the creature ant, or your mother's sister ant, or the ants and ivity, which came up in creativity and abundance today for the code line. So the read was finished at 7:07, and the major arcana were reflection of the Hermit, the Star, Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, and then reason of the Emperor. Before the read was the Indigo of the Magician, Ascension of the World, and the Higher Self, which is the High Priestess. And after the read, the Strength card, the Lovers, and the Wheel of Fortune, and the Moon, Luna. There were 4 Pentacles, 1 Wand, 1 Sword, 1 Cup. So 4111, emergent information. And we have the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, as well as the Sovereign, the 9 of Pentacles. And after the read, the 9 of Cups, which is the Sovereign emotionally. And the numbers, we had double 4s and double 9s. Double 4s is the 4 of Cups, grounding, integrating, and mastering. It can be the Atlas energy as well in a social workers type of sense. And then the 99 of Agent 99 is coming up right now with Get Smart. But also 99 is the endings, completions, compassion, the universal selflessness, and the collective. Right, the Hermit that goes within as alone, but they're also the all of the wise one, of connecting to the collective consciousness. So the code line is all about abundance and creativity, and they were broken up into abund, ants, and create, and ivity. And so for me, ivity is V with the 2 I's around it is co-creation, because the V is creation, and that's the 2 I M's around it, and then TY is thank you. So that's that. So we have the interpretations here as the expansion and contraction are reflecting fidelity as the Emperor, or for the foe, or false. False one seeing the key of the 6 of Pentacles of sharing or being charitable or settling out, and then the 9 of Pentacles Sovereign to become single again, the I am presence of abundance and creativity. A fee for foe could be coming up here as well. I was also getting fee 5 foe, but it was coming up instead of fee 5 is like 5. It was coming up fee 4 foe. It was kind of interesting. So fee 5 foe fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. But instead of 5, which is the Hierophant, it's the 4 of the Emperor. And seeking the E of energy and Eve and the Elohim energy, however the E comes to you, seeking the E to share with sovereignty or sovereign, the I am, being plentiful. Once they create, it's like it's again saying you can't be it until you are it, but it doesn't work that way. It's becoming up as becoming sovereign as the I am, plentiful, once they create or co-create with gratitude. But Satan's coming up here too. But you have to be that to become it, as opposed to I'll do it once this happens. You know that's not the way to manifest, right? So you have to be it. You have to be happy with your situation in order to create a more expanded situation. So the energy of expanding and contracting, or again, staying in the middle, reflecting. The Emperor perhaps coming up as dangerous or unfriendly or under the influence, whether that has to do with drugs or alcohol or other people. Seeing the key in sharing or being charitable with sovereign or sovereignty, or to gain your sovereignty. I am abundance and I am aligned as soon as one day. So again, reiterating the error in your thinking. Reflecting the Emperor or the 4 for the brother, cousin, or opposition to see the key in settling out. For independent I, abundance and creativity. The reflection of the Emperor to like peel back the layers and crack codes to see the key of the Hermit and the Lover. Sorry, my elbow keeps falling down the couch here. Should sit up a little bit more. The Hermit and the Lovers, or Christ-like purging that I am in this now moment, wealthy and creative. So again, it's reiterating, be that in the present moment. Don't wait till that happens for you to do what you need to do. At 7:36, we have reflection, which is the Hermit on the bottom of the deck here. Okay, with the mini cards on top. And I usually go 5 cards down, and those cards are the Indigo Ascension, which is the world, the Ten of Swords, all upright, and then the Page of Pentacles reversed with the higher self upright on top. And underneath the Reflection, which is the Hermit reversed. And that's at 736, the Chariot and the Atlas energy of the weight of the world. So there could be mental illness here or just going crazy. Over isolation, dementia, Alzheimer's are just coming out. After the Magician Indigo, proposal to ascend or promising the world and to end pain or get or give a massage to recover from exile, injury, illness, or destitution. To their higher self, losing their mind or coming out to stand up to the weak crowd and rise above the Queen of Swords reversed and her silence or bitchiness or even verbal abuse in the battle with Atlas or in a quest to be the slave driver or boss or get the accolades of the boss husband without earning any of the credit. And that could be like a wife who like rides on the tails of her husband, and vice versa. It could be the same way. The Queen of Swords reversed in a sudden event, epiphany or sex, or kicks everybody out suddenly, or a sudden fire or explosion, or Scorpio at work, and the twin flames, or choosing a new path in a divorce or break from a religion or establishment, or Taurus reversed. And the Queen of Cups reversed with the Page of Pentacles upright, or child star, or an opportunity of a lifetime, or manipulative Queen of Cups reversed with an opportunity or invite that's a dream come true, or a new opportunity to heal in a heated exchange, or dream of Aquariuses that's delayed, dropping the ball in order to detox, or shelving something with no more clouding around the act, so dropping or shelving the act for detox, with a message or energy that's flying right over their head, that right, they're not getting it. No more tap dancing here, or going nuts in rehab, or in purging stuff that was supposed to be gone already at 8 o'clock on the nose, which is double zeros or source energy backing up the dance of the 8. Calling in your soulmate, and beneath that, honeymoon. So someone may have just spent time away or was just planning a vacation and now calling in your soulmate. The Wounded Warrior reversed and surrender, and there's no surprise here, with the Queen of Swords reversed and the Knight of Pentacles upright, to pay for their silence, but no longer will be silenced. The Knight of Pentacles upright, that loyal, humble servant, and the Queen of Swords reversed, who can just be hugely grief-stricken, right? Because the Queen of Swords upright's already the Wounded Warrior's wife, right? Who got left behind. She's the war widow. So when she's reversed, she can be like so painfully hurt, like, you know, you couldn't put any more swords in her because she's already had 1,000,000 swords put in her. But it also can be her negative self-talk. She can be giving someone the silent treatment, and she can be a bitch or verbally abusive as well, right? Because hurt people hurt people. So we have the loyal, humble servant here of the Knight of Pentacles upright, and then the Queen of Swords reversed. Perhaps about multiple women, he's kept silent, and the Queen of Swords reversed may be scorned, and another not interested in their friendship or a payoff. No more sneaking out or comparing knees, wrists, or thighs, and the Knight of Pentacles trying to offer something healthy here. The Sovereign is peeking out to see what's going on, and the King of Cups is starting over, free to leap, stepping out into unknown territory, with the heat on, or traveling to a warm place, with Virgo reversed and Gemini or Virgo upright as well, and Pisces double upright here, with Aries upright as well, or surrendering the act to pursue the one he silenced. And I'm getting the sound of silence. At 8:11, which is the dance of justice, truth and balance, with perseverance of the number 4, or the Emperor, or stability, and beneath that, environment, the green environment of the 44, of grounding, integrating, and mastering the receiving of love, or allowing God's love in your life, which is source. It doesn't even have to be God. You don't have to be religious to let love in your life. Love, God, source, creator, it's all the same energy. Disconnect, distance, the broken connections of the Knight of Pentacles reversed, stubborn and unstable home or visit, with the Divine Feminine's heart, or to reap reward, traveling at night to find peace, to release frustration of the past. At 8:15, the dance or the manifestation of dreams, but with the shadow there. The frog and the pop-top, spying on the boat at night to see where they're going, or one of 3 wands that are unrooted and used to leave, a nightly escape or Viking running away when found out about the Y in the road, or 2 from the past. One reaping and one refusing to move or budge, trying to find peace over affairs of the past. Looking back at the Hermit reverse, coming out scot-free, or scotch-free was coming up, the drink scotch, after a detox, rising above and coming out no longer to be silenced and persevering with a green environment. So the underlying energy here is praying for the 2 of Cups, the Emperor patient, and the King of Swords reversed, deception and uncomfortable, with the Page of Cups messaging love and alignment and letting go of things in order to fix, repair, or make amends from the past, with the King of Cups, who may be implementing a plan post-war to deal with their PTSD issues, in pursuit of the Holy Grail offered by the Knight of Pentacles upright and the Knight of Cups upright. And then the 2 of them doing a 180 to offer help in a lie or split with, or demanding clarity from Scorpio reversed, or dead tired or near death experience, or taking forever to end in a release from prison or anxieties and rising above sleepless nights, or awakening in connection and standing up to their ex at 834, which is the dance, and the 34 of the energetic exchange and the arrows of love. The Page of Cups and the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups are all trying to make a difference, or siblings are here helping make you feel loved, or children and parent, or water signs. And in the recent past is alchemy reversed, losing patience, temper, or a fallen angel, or Sag, living in the past or going crazy, and the Knight of Pentacles upright offering help to end the war, with one grieving 3, while one big love is right between them. Or excuse me, right behind them. So again, the one grieving the 3, while the one big love is right there behind them, but they're too absorbed to see the love of the Chariot, or Cancer upright, or Empress reversed, offering love for a ride, or just unhappy alone now that the cycle's complete, and being given an ultimatum by the Page of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed and the King of Swords reversed. And that could be a father and 2 children, right, giving an ultimatum to the mother. And this is at 840. That can also be a mother, father, and a child giving an ultimatum to someone else. And 840 is the strength, the manifestation of dreams, the dance of the Page of Cups. And then the King of Pentacles upright, who may be disappointed or separating from bleeding out, of visiting a graveyard perhaps, with the 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community with loss or dysfunction, to make some kind of magic happen there. And this could be like a coven too, like if they're in a graveyard. But it also can be the type of situation that I'm getting now, where someone goes to the grave to visit regularly because their family's forcing them to go, but it's not something they'd ever do for themselves, and they're not going to do that anymore. With the Empress reversed and the King of Pentacles upright, in separation with the 10 of Pentacles reversed, bleeding out, wanting their magician back, right? The one who does everything for them magically without them having to lift a finger. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, fallen angel, is wanting to make peace. The foundation here is the 4 of Wands reversed, the unstable home or the end of a marriage between the Hermit reversed and Star upright, or Sag Virgo and Aquarius upright and Aries reversed, perhaps a happy ending with the Knight of Cups upright, moving on, and the ex in the downturn who must go back to work, or Gemini reversed and Libra reversed getting their ducks in a row at 851, which is again the dance of the King of Swords, and moving or visiting to heal, or for dreams to come true, perhaps uncomfortable, with the Knight of Wands and the High Priestess advising them, or Aquarius or Star rushing in, or Sagittarius and Pisces ready to rescue and counsel. They may not be comfortable with that. Maybe they don't think they should be counseling them, and that could be your own kids as well. And the Empress reversed, or unhappy Taurus Aquarius, with children or soulmates loving each other, or two sets of kids here where one set is happy and one is not, or two difficult Pisces here. Oh, excuse me, not difficult, but two different Pisces who are both fine with Aquarius and Sagittarius upright, but Taurus is reversed. Perhaps the Page of Swords reversed and the King of Swords reversed. We also have Gemini and Libra both reversed too, right? So the Page of Swords and King of Swords could be Gemini and Libra. And the challenge being the Six of Pentacles, sharing and being charitable or settling out. Burdened by Atlas and draining children, Leo, pets, or illness, and that could be ego as well. With the lower backpack or a pain in the ass, the King of Swords reversed, dead tired of the Emperor, or vice versa. Or Scorpio reversed and Aries upright with Leo reversed here too. And the King of Pentacles with compassion for the Queen of Cups reversed. It looks like he's got some love there for her as well. The King of Pentacles with Cappy in their chart, or no longer castrated, trying to mark their territory or ownership. And the Queen of Cups reversed is dissatisfied with them, and the King of Swords reversed. Perhaps one with Scorpio, or the Queen of Cups reversed is Scorpio. So perhaps the one with Scorpio in their chart gets on the Emperor's nerves, but the King of Pentacles kind of likes them. And the King of Swords reversed, Hermit, may be they're dealing with the Hierophant reversed, or a parent who's losing their mind, or they're dealing with their narcissistic marriage, or Capricorn who's unhappy, with the King of Swords reversed, with Virgo reversed, Taurus reversed, and the King of Wands reversed, Sagittarius reversed. So the King of Swords and King of Wands are both reversed here. And then we have Virgo, Taurus, and Sag all reversed. Or the fallen angel losing patience or their temper in the downturn or twist of fate, or with sovereign earth sign with Libra in their chart, and the wounded warrior surrendering to rescue the hermit in a move at 9:06, which is the Hermit and the Lovers. Or Virgo and Gemini. Or a visit here. So the Emperor is receiving a new passionate offer from the Page of Wands. Or the Emperor is handing their business over to the Page of Wands, who could be their child or grandchild, or perhaps tossing them a bone to help out, to release them from their prison with bail, or from their anxieties about the slowdown, or feeling out in the cold, looking back, sharing and calling and making announcements. A wake-up call to the Emperor, very loud and clear, the Emperor upright and the Queen of Cups reversed, hanging out in a visit, with the Hermit reversed, suddenly blowing their top, their crown, their cover, or their mind, or Capricorn with Virgo reversed and Scorpio upright, implementing a plan with X in a deception in an all-business relationship, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community of dysfunction or loss, and the Page of Pentacles unable to get anything out of Justice or Libra, refusing to talk to their children about their romantic release and no peace. And the Page of Wands inspired to release the Knight of Cups from vampiring their energy and wanting to release them from exile. The Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles are inspired and curious about this connection of theirs. And this could be two kids trying to figure out what's going on with their father and wanting to know more about it, but he may be very closed about that, or maybe shy about talking about that kind of stuff with their kids. At 9:16, which is the Hermit and the Tower, the Sovereign is upright and the Wounded Warrior is reversed, and no place in an unstable home. Because that's surrender. A Sovereign and the Wounded Warrior who wants to surrender is good energy, but there's no peace in an unstable home. And soon here's the Seven of Pentacles reversed, with the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower, coming out or making plans after a burden of sister or suffering in silence, and offering time, money, or effort to the Page of Cups child or younger sibling, or the Golden Child, or healing for them to come together to co-create and drop the act or break patterns in a divorce, or thinking outside the box. The Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue to get back in with justice, or to gain access to work, because they may want to get something. Like if someone got fired or laid off, they may just want to get back in there, either to get something of theirs that they wanted from work, or to take something that really isn't theirs, but they had access to while they were at work, and they still want that access. or to get stuff that can like get them in trouble. Like if they left it there, they'd be found out or caught. So there may be some stuff they need to get out of their office so they won't get caught. So we have Aquarius upright and Taurus reversed and Libra upright here. Twin flames seeing themselves as the Four of Swords reversed, perhaps not sleeping and rising above, or awakening and coming out, or about or in a heated exchange, not expressing feelings, or delay after delay, with the Two of Cups connection and the Page of Wands reversed, with Sagittarius in their chart or fallen angel keeping to themselves to keep their energy clear, to let go, to fix, repair, and make amends with third party in a magical manifestation or release, but doing it face to face. Or the Page of Wands reversed losing their temper, with Pure One protecting their heart, or refusing to see and letting go, or one spending their last dime on overindulgences or affairs to manifest a release from their prison in order to be in the connection at 9:30, which is the Hermit and the Four of Wands. So at 9:31, which is the Hermit and the Five of Wands, which can be conflict or the pursuit of happiness, we have heart-to-heart conversations, retreat, and it is safe for you to love. Around the twins are how they're seen as the Page of Cups upright, that message of love or puppy love or a child with an open heart looking back at the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who may be drained in surrender, or sick child is now very well. Pisces upright, but Leo's reversed and Sag too, perhaps hearing, perhaps leaving and surrendering to it, or learning to and surrendering to it. The block here being sovereignty, or leading the way through detox and dumping emotional attachments, creativity and abundance. And very significantly here is communication, relationship change, and rebirth for the twins. The dream girl recovering without an olive branch or just doing it all on their own, or the child stars curious about their abilities with the Knight of Cups and Sovereign with Libra in their chart, and the wounded warrior surrendering with no peace at an unstable home or marriage or visit. And the Page of Pentacles wanting clarity. They want the whole truth of the separation or why. And the Knight of Swords reversed lashing out or holding their tongue, and why have they been doing that? And the Page of Pentacles upright needing strength, courage to deal with an ex who is weak or sick in a downturn or not going in their favor. Perhaps dissatisfied by deception of kids or soulmates, loving each other or happy without them. And the Page of Pentacles upright with the Leo, Gemini, and Libra all reversed, and dissatisfied Cancer reversed. Or kids or pets happy. The young ones are empowered by doing it all themselves, finding out they can do and feeling really good about it. Recovering and chasing away the liars, cheaters, and thieves with no more energy vampires in their fields, and this is the kids. With the Indigo proposal to come full circle and ascend to end the pain cycle and recovering from exile with the higher self or Pisces, and Virgo reversed, or no more reflecting needed here. Coming out to move or visit and rise above with the Page of Cups, giving love to the fallen angel or Sag reversed, perhaps who's impatient or losing their temper, with the Star or Healer or Rock Star or Dream come true, and challenged by the Six of Pentacles, sharing or being charitable, with the Divine Feminine's heart coming out of the E-Tower, with the Sovereign or their own sovereignty, with the Emperor upright, and the Page of Pentacles needing courage to overturn the lovers, with Sag and Leo both reversed, Gemini and Libra both reversed, and dissatisfied Cancer reversed. All loving children or soulmates, but perhaps not so much the adults, or all of these reverse signs are just because none of them are the sun signs of the people here, and they're just energies that are in their chart. The higher self or Hermit reversed, or Pisces upright, and Virgo reversed, losing patience looking back at 9:52, the Hermit and the Queen of Swords, or the higher self with Virgo and Sagittarius in their chart in the past, with unstable home or visiting the Star Emperor, and challenged by sharing and rising about the awakening to the Divine Feminine's heart, opening up as the Page of Cups, or to the Page of Cups, which is that innocent child energy, and the Sovereign and the Page of Pentacles, which also could be siblings, about weakness without affection of twin, in the twist of fate, and dissatisfaction with deception, unhappy alone at the new moon, and the kids, soulmates, chasing away all of the bad influences for true, pure, innocent love. And this is like children learning that they can stand up for what they really want at 9:57, which is the Hermit and the Three of Swords of separation and heartbreak and disappointment. So there's this wonderful message at the end about children empowering themselves, learning to do it on themselves, and then feeling that satisfaction of that. And also knowing they can wait for their true love, right? That they don't have to settle for someone because they think they'll never have love. Now they're going to see something that makes them believe it's all possible to always be in their authenticity and not sacrifice. Because not think they're not worth all of it. There's that kind of energy here. So let's see what comes up with the clarifiers, or the oracles rather. So from the Animal Spirit Guidebook, take another deep breath. What is our takeaway from the read today? What that flew out? The dolphin just flew out. And then this is that amazing compassionate energy, right? The dolphin doesn't get affected easily because they've got this beautiful high vibe compassion that makes them kind of impervious. It's also reminding that my Scorpio friend though, and Scorpio's in the South Node. Came right out, and there's the bear. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. So all the stuff from Oz is coming up here. Maybe we're getting to see the wizard. We have the hyena here, right? And remember the hyena as the trickster. You know, they may be a lot of fun. They could be the comedian, but they can also be the one who, you know, says mean things at other people's expense. And then they have to leave putting their tail between their legs when they get called on it. You know, a lot of times maybe they don't take it as well as they give it. And there's the golden egg, right? The goose that laid the golden egg. And this could be that envy too, like, but I don't have that golden egg. And this could be someone sitting on the fence too with the moon there. So we have that energy, and it's like the hyena went to get the golden egg, but they got caught, right? So they couldn't get it from the nest of the swans. They got caught. And got humbled. So like I said, someone might be trying to steal something from work. They would get them caught, and someone got caught trying to get it, or trying to steal something literally, or trying to get away with something without fixing it, like trying to slink away without someone noticing something that still needed to be done. Yeah, I experienced that energy too. But we have the two swans and then the butterfly, which is that energy of transformation in this deck. It always reminds me of the bee that doesn't realize it got its wings, so it's still a little bit disoriented in the transformation, right? Not realizing, like when the egg hatches, the newbie who doesn't know how to fly quite yet, or they're flying, but they're just getting, oh, that was talked about too in the eagles, about how the eagles don't dive for their food. I mean, there's other birds that do, but they don't. They hover lower and just go really fast speeds as they grab with their talons, with their feet. So what was coming up in that information was why eagles dive, right, when they spin together, because sometimes they die doing that. And most of the reasons were aggression and play, right? So it has to do with mating, but also just play. But they said that the young ones, just like us, are more apt to play, right, than the older ones. But they're also not as good at flying as the older, more experienced eagles. So that's why maybe the young ones end up like spinning down and not being able to recapture their flight and die because they hit. So that was very interesting. So again, that's bringing up the newbie here who can't quite fly yet. So don't push them yet, right? Because they could crash and burn. And then here we have the fox, right? And the fox is just waiting to get in on something here, with the panther looking on as well. It's like they're it's kind of like extra protection. Look, you know, watching out for this butterfly over here because we had the hyena over there. So the hyena's at the nest, and here's not just the swans, the mother and father of the butterfly, but we have some extra protection here for the butterfly to look out for them, perhaps friends of the family or siblings or, you know, whatever it may be for you. And certainly the panther is going to mess with people if they mess with them. And there's a break-in here. This is breaking the seal of the collective here. So somebody stole something or broke in or tried to break in, or this is the dark energies trying to break into the collective again. They keep pulling the snake apart, right, when it should be sealed right now for the collective awakening, for it to be safe for all of the newbies. Okay. The bottom of the deck is the bear, right? Hibernating bear who's all cuddly right now. It's winter time. And there's the frog in the rain wanting to cuddle with the bear perhaps. But they got the lizard there. Maybe the lizard is finding somebody here. This is like an emperor, right? So let's say these two are together in the middle, let's say. And then this one's in the rain because they're sad. They need to become the prince to get to where they want to go. But this lizard all of a sudden finds the emperor dragon and is kind of drawn towards them. And all of a sudden the frog is getting what they want. And are they ready to get what they want? Anyway, the bear's hibernating here. This could be a mother bear who maybe, it's not the polar bear. This is more the huggly, cuddly bear. Maybe wanting to cuddle with the frog, but maybe the frog isn't quite ready yet. Okay, let's see what the journey of love has for you. So it looks like someone was definitely trying to get away with something. It doesn't have to be a break-in, but it can be a break in the seal of the dark energy getting in and the need to protect your little ones. You really need to, and I'm not the first one to bring that up. I've heard that elsewhere too. So if you have little ones around, you know, watch out for them. The ones who can't defend themselves because they're still transforming. Make sure you got plenty of people watching out for the little ones. And that can be just from, you know, the powers that be too, in politics or in the community too, like who don't agree with your belief system. So watch out for your kids. We have the cloak with number 50, which is the 10 of Cups. Emotional fulfillment, happy family, happy ending. Perhaps having emotional fulfillment just by being by yourself. And the cloak of, there's that periwinkle coming up again. And there's the beauty of beauty rest, right? It's the winter slumber right now. It's time to sleep. Sleep. You're sleepy. The 58 is that 4 of Swords, which is also the 5D connection of the feminine and the masculine here. Getting your beauty rest, and the masculine finding his emotional fulfillment, having some alone time. And then we have the falling of the feather, being light as a feather. The 14 is that higher love. Remember, when you're as light as a feather, when your vibration's higher, you become lighter, then the fall becomes very easy, and it's not like a fall at all because you're just floating. And there's the sacred convergence of the twins. And there's that 9/11 memorial, the push pop coming up from the memorial as a projection of all the ETs comes in to entertain us, perhaps. There's some kind of sacred convergence, whether it's at the 9/11 memorial or at the Statue of Liberty or Ellis Island, because they've been coming up a lot. So keep it light, get your beauty rest, right? Appreciate your time where you can sleep, because it's the winter. That's the time we're supposed to use the nature according to its own cycles, its natural cycles. And again, oh, they wanted me to bring up too. So New York, not only this stuff, but the dark side too, which the tunnels have come up before, the tunnels of New York, you know, of what's going on that need to be cleared below New York, right? As the angelic projections come in, or the, you know, perhaps ETs will come to visit by projection as opposed to physically coming in, because it's not easy for them to be in our density either. So that's coming up. Okay. And then the bottom of the deck here is intimacy. So there's the masculine and feminine in the vortex here. The 35 of the wounded warrior. So it's leaving that wounded warrior behind in the intimacy of the hibernation of the winter. And beneath that was the breaking, like this, the crash that happened, whether it was the one who got caught or somebody who crashed and burned, the 65 of the King of Pentacles, the breaking of him in order to come to the center again of the wounded warrior and surrender. And the bear is at the bottom of this deck. So this is that cuddling time here, okay, and the underlying energy. So again, the first two cards out was the masculine and feminine energy, along with that high vibration of keeping things light as a feather, because it makes it really easy. It's not painful to fall when you're light as a feather. In order to come into that sacred convergence, okay, at the 9/11 memorial, and clearing the womb energies as well of the earth and the galactic skies here. So there's this connection between Gaia and off-planet energies here, clearing for them as well to come. We have to clear our own in order for them to want to come. The 28 of the twin flames, and then the 2 of the high priestess, the divine feminine energies in the womb of earth and Gaia, and then the bride offering herself in the chaos here of coming together, like in the maze. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. But also here I wanted you to see the last card with the bride offers herself. It matches this underlying energy of the masculine, like he's crashing. Well, she's saying like, what the heck? Where'd he go? So this is the underlying energies of what happened, and this is where she ends up after these cards. So they crashed and came together in the underlying energies, and then here they are apart again, but keeping it light and high vibrational, regarding the sacred convergence of the twin flames within the womb. Within nothing there is everything, of the feminine and the masculine, the 2 of the feminine vibration here, as the bride offers herself, 43, and coming together in the rough energy there. Like, what happened? It was so perfect just a minute ago. All right, so the first card out is the hyena, which the book definitely has some nice things to say about the hyena, but he is fire. The hyena's humor, wit, and sarcasm. The hyena personality is a jokester and a crowd pleaser, but below the surface there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. When the hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships or to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing? What would happen if you took your goals seriously? When in balance, they're charming, witty, fun to be around, but when they're out of balance, they're scrappy, petty, and suspicious. To bring into balance, sobriety. So someone needs to give up whatever they're doing that's not good for them. And then we have the first card out for this deck was the cloak. And all of that periwinkle energy. Up the 10, the 50. 50, the cloak. So around you there's a cloak of your own creation. Perhaps it has served you for a time as an invisible form of protection, as a way to claim needed solitude, as a way to retreat inside to find out what you truly feel, what you truly need, to find yourself after being lost in an ocean of thought and emotion, not always your own. Yet the time is fast approaching when you will no longer require that cloak. You have attained an integration within, a knowledge of self that makes it possible for you to connect with the world, with others, in a way that does not leave you lost and struggling to find yourself. You have learned how to hold yourself. You have learned how to do this well enough that you can successfully hold yourself and hold another too. You don't have to push the world away. You can invite it in and play. The message this oracle brings to you is that you can safely release the forms of security that you once held. You do not have to abandon your boundaries with others. Rather, your boundaries are so functional that you can enter into relationships with more openness, trusting that your boundary will naturally assert itself when necessary, giving you the connection to yourself that you need when you need it. without having to withdraw from relationship entirely. It is time to trust your own boundaries and practice letting them help you whilst actively engaging in deeper relationship. You'll have fun. Loneliness. It's like a ship in full sail with no wind and no place to go. Don't forget your water. It's a great conductor and makes you feel better. And your rest. It's winter time to hibernate. And your joy and your nature. Make sure you can get your feet out there in the grass if there's no snow. Or take a salt bath or meditate. Rise and be loved, guys. See you soon. Bye.